often been said that Britain is a nation of sportsmen. Well, there's nothing new in that idea. It's true enough. It's also true to say that boxing is a sport particularly suited to the British temperament. For many years, British boxers were right on top of the list of world champions. Nowadays, there are far too many dismal jimmies who shake their heads gloomily and say that British boxing is finished. This is sheer nonsense. We don't have to make excuses for our present-day fighters. But let's not forget that since the turn of the century, we have been right in the midst of two major wars. Some fight fans may imagine that these years of strain have sapped stamina and physique. Well, I can only say that for fighters on the downgrade, our armed forces didn't do so badly. In the world of boxing, however, only one thing has been lacking, and that is opportunity for development. Given the opportunity, our youngsters could put this country right back on top. Britain still has first-class fighters, and as a promoter, I intend to devote my resources and my ideas to their development. In this film, you are about to see some of Britain's best professional boxers parade before you in their prime. In the past, these great exponents of the game have shown the way to the top. Now, it's up to the British fighters of today.
Tommy Burns, a French-Canadian, was 26 when he defended his World Heavyweight Championship against the English title holder, Gunner James Moir, Pride of Lambeth. Exponent of the American crouch, then a comparatively new style of fighting, Burns is the shorter and stockier of the two. The referee, Eugene Corrie, found the fight getting hot and later took his coat off. A packed National Sporting Club crowd, which included peers of the realm and celebrities in all sport, watched the battle. But no women. They were not allowed in the famous Covent Garden establishment. In spite of gallant efforts, Moir received heavy punishment. And then, early in the 10th round, a right cross to the jaw dropped him. That was the beginning of the end. Moir was now too weak to offer real resistance to the crisper punching and greater ring craft of the champion. Exhausted, Moir still dragged himself to his feet. That was the end. Burns, whose real name was Noah Brusso, kept his title till one day in Sydney, Jack Johnson, whom he'd avoided so long, finally caught up with him and scientifically cut him to shreds. Cardiff-born Jim Driscoll, the lighter-colored of the two, was one of the most immaculate exponents of orthodox boxing ever to appear in any ring. It was in this fight with Seaman that he won the British featherweight title. Well worthy of the title Peerless, which was coupled with his name, Driscoll is always spoken of as the model of the present British style of boxing. Driscoll was the first featherweight to win a Lonsdale belt outright. He held the British Championship at 9 stone from 1910 until he retired 3 years later after his memorable 20-round draw with Owing. Freddy Welsh, left, one of the several Welsh battlers who dominated the British fistic world in the early years of this century, was born in Pontypridd. Here he's seen in his most masterful mood against Jack Daniels. A determined and plucky opponent, Daniels hadn't the skill to match the ring artistry of the British lightweight title holder. The contest was for £100 a side and the purse. Notice the Welshman's clever footwork and his short range work. Hallmark of a true champion, his punches travel only a few inches, but they're timed to a split second and carry all the weight and strength of his shoulders. Daniel stood up well to a severe pounding, but had comparatively little subtlety. He was well behind on points when, after 2 minutes 15 seconds of the 7th round, Welsh connected with a right to the point of the jaw and knocked him out. Later, Freddy Welsh went on to win the lightweight championship of the world. When Joe Bowker met Digger Stanley at the NSC, it was the first time the British Bantamweight Championship was fought at the standardized weight of 8 stone 6 pounds. The Earl of Lonsdale, who was present, gave one of his famous gold and enamel belts for the bout. Bowker, busy and popular little battler from Deptford, was regarded as past his best. But he tried to outpace the taller Stanley, who checked him repeatedly with long, straight lefts. The kidney punch is much in evidence during the exchanges. Bowker, in fact, was beaten by such a blow in the 8th round. He was counted out, but when he recovered, protested that he had been hit below the belt. The ref, the well-known Mr. J.H. Douglas, who was later drowned in a shipping accident, reserved his decision until after a doctor had examined Bowker. Following the medical report, Stanley got the verdict, but later the kidney punch was barred in boxing.